What's up, world? How y'all doing? Hey, my name is J.R. Gilmore, formerly known as Sergeant Robert E. Gilmore, Jr. I know it seems weird because I don't have a real audience because right now I'm currently up in Alabama visiting my dad for the Easter weekend, and I just got this camera not too long ago, and things have been a little helter-skelter, so I don't really have an audience. So I guess you, the viewer, are going to be my audience this evening because I will be putting this up on YouTube later. So anyway, let's get down to the brass tacks. Like I said, I'm J.R. Gilmore, formerly known as Gilly or Happy. I'll beat my last name, Gilmore being spelt like the Adam Sandler movie Happy Gilmore. Like I said, it goes a little bit about myself. I'm a native Montanan. I was born on Malmstrom Air Force Base, Great Falls, Montana. I was born there in 1987. I'm probably one of the youngest in the class, I would infer. I've been around the world, literally, because I just got back from Afghanistan. I grew up in Kansas City, Missouri. Was there for about 20-something years, and I just recently moved to Jacksonville, Florida. And as I said before, I'm currently visiting my dad in Birmingham, Alabama, so I don't have an audience this evening because we just got here, and I'm just now getting this tape rolling. So it's been pretty much mad chaos for me. But a little bit about me. That's what I've been. I'm a man of many places, many stories, and you will probably see that in later videos when I put those up. So, the thing I want to talk about that's special to me, if you will, kind of goes without saying, is my love for modded vehicles. I've been as a child, I grew up just wanted to being an automobile engineer. And it's just people used to question that when I was 40. They'd be like, well, why would automobile engineer? But because they used to think train engineer. I was like, no, that's not the case. I want to be an automobile engineer. I want to fix cars. I want to make them pretty. It means a lot to me because it's something I've always wanted to do. My dad kind of sort of did it. My grandfather does it. My brother does it. My uncle does it. By the way, I have a younger brother. I have two other younger siblings. Air Force. I totally forgot about that. I'm sorry. But anyhow, it's been something near and dear to my heart, and as of recently, I've been getting heavy into it, so it's been kind of piquing my interest. It's kind of something I want to share to the world about. Some of you probably know them as rice rods, or cars with the annoying exhaust. And really, it's more than just that. There are guys that go out there and do this, and they don't fully understand. For me, it's like an artboard, if you will. It's something my car is my canvas. It's just something like when I see a vehicle, it's like, hey, I wonder what I can do to this to make it mine. Because see, you see a car, you're driving your car, you have the same car as someone else. Oh yeah, I got the same car. But then when you start modifying, you'll see the same car, but it'll be different every time. And that's what it definitely something I've been wanting to do all my life, and it's a pretty interesting world. So first point: do not mistake a tuner. Don't mistake someone who is a fanboy who is not a fanboy. Someone who actually does it. And you can tell them apart. The ones who are fanboys generally just have the exhaust and the loud things and have improperly put their cars together. That is kind of annoying. And for me, I can tell them apart because there are certain things that are done, like they'll have OEM parts from another country. For example, I have an Accord, 91 Accord that I drive daily, and it has the Japanese front headlights, whereas the USDMs, and I'm sure you've seen a 91 Accord. Look it up on Google. That's what they have the internet for, so you see what I'm talking about. They have one set has one piece, and one set has two pieces, and sometimes zeros have two pieces. But you can tell them apart by certain things that they do to their cars. I mean, I'm not saying the fanboys don't 100% get it, but I mean, they do, but they don't. And it's just kind of one of those things. Well, second thing. Let me tell you that modifying cars is a very, very expensive habit. Of course, by any means, I don't mind this habit because at least it's a habit that will keep me out of trouble. I would say better than drugs or alcohol abuse or anything like that. It's a very, very expensive habit, and I'm going to tell you I've spent upwards of $15,000 plus, and that's just a rough estimate of about about spending money on cars. It's a very expensive habit, but it's a habit that I love to do. I mean, what can I say? And if you've seen when I drive, you see how I roll, you would be like, oh, this guy, he means business. Obviously, we're all remote, and I'm going to be in probably 20 different locations when I do these videos, like I said. You'll see, and hopefully I can get a chance to put some of these videos up for you guys, and you guys can check it out. So, and I'll have some on my other channel, too, so feel free to check that out. And my third thing, it's really satisfying when you do your own work to your own car. It's one thing to take it to the shop and pay someone to have someone else do it, but it's nothing like putting your hands in there and getting down to nitty-gritty and getting dirty and doing it yourself. For me, it is the most ultimate satisfaction, period. There's something about it. It's almost like, listening to music. That one song, there's always that one song that everybody loves. It's the same thing with me in vehicles. When I'm getting down and dirty, that's what I love to do. I can't get that's all I think about. It's like, oh, I can do this, I can do this. My mom can attest. She knows, because I'm always telling her, I'm like, Mom, this is what we can do to your car. She's like, well, why do you want to mod it? I'm like, because it's paid for. You just paid it off. Let me do something to it, because we're always on road trips. And since I'm currently staying at home with my mom, helping her out with my sisters, she's become accustomed to my, ooh, let's mod it. She almost bought a Subaru not too long ago, and it was kind of funny, because I was like, well, tried to talk to my friends, tried to tell people I want. I was like, yeah, my mom almost bought a Subaru. A Subaru, yeah, double RX. Yeah, she don't play around. You know, it is what it is. But definitely, that's just something I like. I definitely wouldn't trade the world for. It goes without saying. And here, pretty much, that's just a little piece of me. Goes without saying. And again, I love to mod cars, among other things, but I'm going to stick to the cars. And cars are my life. Is my thing. It is what I do. And honestly, I wouldn't trade it for the world. And I'm glad that I have a healthy habit. Yes, it's expensive, but it's a healthy habit. And it's a very satisfying habit. I wouldn't even call it a habit, more of a hobby. Pretty much, like I said, I talked about who I am, where I'm from. We talked about the difference between the fanboys and the real modders. I talked about why it's expensive, because I didn't talk completely on it entirely, but why it's a very expensive habit, because parts get expensive, and I mean quickly. I probably should have gave some examples, but that'll be for another video. That's coming up here soon. That'll be another day, another time, because there's so much I could go into explicit detail with rims, tires, and it gets a little crazy. And I also discussed my family's involvement, well, namely my mom, and why I want to always mod stuff. Why I say that a vehicle is a canvas, because that's what it is to me. In the eyes of the beholder, in my eyes, it is a canvas, blank canvas for me to put my artwork in, even be it aesthetic or something mod or something that just sets me a little bit different from the rest of the world, or yeah, the rest of the world. I'd like to close with this. Me, mods, all day, every day. That's what I think about. I mean, that's how I am. That's one of my passions, and it kind of keeps me in tune with myself. Like when I'm having a bad day, I look at a car mod and I get excited. I mean, that's all there is to it. So I'm J.R. Gilmore, and I shall see you guys on the flip side. Peace.